Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing a video covering Hytale's media section. This is where the trailer is stored, this is where all of their pictures are stored, and they put them on the media page. And so we're going to look at the pictures that they have uploaded to this media section and just enjoy them. Some of these pictures have appeared in blogs before, but some of them I do not think have. So let's just get into this. We're going to look at every single picture on the media page and just have fun looking at them. Before I get into the video though, I want to say, number one, I am getting over a cold, so if I am sniffly, that is why. The air conditioner is running in the background, so if you hear a sort of roaring noise, that's what it is, and I have my dogs in here, so they may make noise in the background as well. I'm going to try to eliminate what I can, but what I cannot, I am sorry. So with all that being said, let's get into the video. First thing I want to do is look at the trailer, so I'm going to turn the mic off for that, but here we go. I guess I could have done that before, so. Let's try that again. So the main takeaway that I see from this game trailer is that I don't think this game is just going to be a Minecraft clone. Minecraft 2, yes, but I think it's really going to be more than just Minecraft. I think it's going to be a combination of Minecraft in a game like, say, World of Warcraft, where it has a really deep lore and it has a lot of RPG in it, like massive RPG elements. Probably just as many RPG elements as survival elements for this game. A deep lore, which I am all for. And just overall be a really unique game. I don't think this game is going to be really like anything that we've seen before, and I think that that's a wonderful thing. But moving on from the trailer, we're now going to go into these screenshots, including the screenshot that's for the thumbnail for this video. So let's do that now. Moving on from the Hytale trailer, because that took way longer than I expected, let's look at the screenshots. So I'm not going to dissect every single screenshot, but I am going to talk about the main things that I see in each of them. So in this one, this is obviously like a market square. It looks honestly like it is the lobby for the multiplayer, like mini games server type thing that Hytale's going to have. That's pretty much what I see this as. Moving on though, this really nice magical forest. If I had to guess, this will probably be one of the biome types that's going to be fairly important in the game's sort of story and lore. This is obviously a non-normal forest. This is obviously a forest that's like enchanted to some degree. Just a thought. The dragon. This picture was one that I was extremely happy to see. I love the fact that there's going to be dragons in this game. Obviously, there's the void dragon from the trailer, but this dragon is amazing as well. I love the design of this with the horns and the crystals on its back. I'm excited to see this dragon in game. Simple picture, just kind of looking at the forest, and not really much to see here, honestly. I mean, it's obviously a very tall forest, like spruce or redwood or something like that. I realize that it's named two completely different types of trees, but you get my point. I am seeing some magical tree, like some blue trees that look like they're almost magical, like the magical forest thing that I saw earlier. But moving on, the lava area, this is probably, and I need to go look at the notes again, but this is probably Zone 3. Some undead stuff as well. Something interesting, I think that this castle appears in Zone 3, the same zone that this is. Yes, this is very lava-y and dark, and this is just flat out dark, but I think that the similarities between like the design of the buildings in the back here and the design of this castle are very similar, and the only difference is really sky color, which honestly could be attributed to this biome's abundance of lava. So I really think that this and this picture and this picture were taken from the same zone, but different biomes in the zone, if that makes any sense. That's my first thought. Another picture of what I'm assuming is the minigame area. Pretty simple, very big, probably redwood tree themed forest. Little puppy sitting beside this guy, and a chest and a fire. Just pretty simple. The underwater area. So this is something that could bring up an entire discussion for a different video. But to summarize, I think that the underwater of Hytale is really gonna be worth doing. It looks like it's going to have the 1.13 stuff, to put it simply, and more. Like the 1.13 Minecraft stuff and more. I'm trying not to compare this to Minecraft as much as possible, but since Minecraft is like the only game where I can think of like underwater being kind of boring, let's talk about another game too, actually. World of Warcraft. I compared it to World of Warcraft 2. Let's compare it to World of Warcraft here. Some areas in WoW do involve you going underwater. Vizier is a zone entirely based on underwater expeditions, and I think that Hytale could do something similar. But with Hytale, I don't think it'll be as irritating to have to go underwater. I also don't know that it'll be quite as simple as it was for Vizier or any other underwater WoW zone either. For most underwater WoW zones, you get a buff that allows you to breathe underwater and walk or swim faster underwater. I don't think that that's going to be quite as simple here. I think that you're going to have to work for those buffs. I think that you're going to have to get a tank probably from stuff that you find either underwater or in deep caves, either way requiring you to do a lot of expedition. And the fins probably will be something that you can make pretty early on, but the tanks and the higher tier, like scuba gear, is probably going to require a little bit more. But you can probably, if I had to take a guess, enchant it some point in the game. They have said in certain interviews that enchanting, not enchanting itself, but like recreational or like non-combat magic is going to be a thing. And I think that infusing items with magical power could be something that goes along those lines. But moving on, the Yeti. This is probably a very simple. This is just a very simple picture of them fighting a Yeti in a snowy biome with some simple tools. I do think that a Yeti is probably sort of mid low tier thing to fight. It's not going to be super difficult, but it's not going to be the first thing that you fight either. That's interesting. It's really cool to see the stuff that you're going to be able to fight. I love seeing the creatures more than anything else. Really nice picture that just kind of... I think that this would have been the best teaser picture to use to just be like, here's something for Hytale. Like, this picture very much kind of hints at the style of game that they're going for with Hytale. That's really cool. I really like this picture. You can see some Chorks here. Lots, big bonfire, some big buildings. This looks like this guy is probably going into a Chork camp and killing off the Chorks and trying to loot it. Just simple besieging. I'm not gonna call these what they are because I don't know the name of these. I cannot think of it off the top of my head. I want to say antelope, but I don't think that's right. I don't know. If you know what these are called, leave them in the comments below because I am drawing a blank. It looks like this is going to be the deserty zone. Zone 2, I think. This is also the zone that features the place that I'm going to call a new barack. Hey guys, welcome. It's me editing. So I'm going to do a voiceover of this because the audio for the actual video completely blanked out on me. So this is the same picture that we left off at, the gazelles or antelope or whatever the heck these are called in the deserty zone. I'm actually really excited to see this game for real because of things like that. That zone just looks amazing. So this I actually didn't have much to say about this. The people there look to me like fishy Naga people, so I think that they will be very involved in the oceanic story aspects of the game. This is the picture I use for my thumbnail for most of my videos. I have a modified version of the file on my computer, and I've been using that to create the thumbnail, so if that picture looks familiar, that might be why. These are the little Quebec people, and you can see in each of the trees in the front, there's like windows and doors and stuff. I think those are their houses, which is really cool. I'm going to talk about this picture itself in a whole separate video. This is the portal dungeon / challenge dungeon entrance. I am excited to see what this is going to look like in game, but there's really not much more to say about it. I really want to make a whole video dedicated to this. Let me know if you guys would want to see that, by the way. So any second now I'm going to flip over to the next picture. I don't know why it took me so long to flip over to the next picture for this one part. Apparently I had a lot more to say about it then than I do now. Okay, so this is the cave. The only major thing I noticed was that the mushrooms are blue and the light around the lady is white, so I think the torch is actually emitting light. And while I'm having some downtime, while my person's just kind of talking about that, okay, this is another picture of the desert. If the audio for this part sounds completely wonky, I'm using a completely different mic to record this part. and I really just wanted to get something recorded, and I can't use my computer mic because I'm editing on a Mac, not on my usual computer. So, yeah. But this is the desert area again. I'm gonna try not to cough in the microphone. I don't want to kill your ears. Dungeon. This is a dungeon. That's really all I have to say about this. The monsters look incredible, and they definitely remind me of dungeon creatures. So this picture kind of confirms what I was saying earlier about the fish people. I think that they're going to be a very integral part to the underwater story for Subnautica. We'll see. I said Subnautica. I meant Hytale. We'll see if that ends up being true, though. Here are some of the Trork people. These people are kind of like orcs mixed with trolls. A savanna. I think that this is going to be in Zone 2, just like the desert. I'm, of course, guessing when I say that, but I think that the savanna would probably be in Zone 2. Okay, this is interesting. This is, I believe, Zone 3 or 4, the volcano zone. And it's an underground forest. I had some stuff to say about this yesterday. This basically just looks to me like a player built house where that they have crafting and stuff. This picture is a lot more interesting to me because this really gives us an insight into the story elements a little bit. This is the Garden of Gaia. You can go and look at the mini map picture if you want to see that, but this is the Garden of Gaia picture with the golem inside the Garden of Gaia. And so I think that Gaia, being as an important character as she is, the Garden of Gaia would have to be as well a very important, very key part of the game's storyline. So I'm excited to see what we do in this area specifically. And I'm so sorry, I keep getting it into the red and then it keeps going really quiet. So I'm sorry if my voice sounds extremely loud and extremely quiet at sometimes. I'm going to try to fix that. This picture, pretty boring, just a forest. This is just a deer. They're beautiful pictures, but there's not much to say about them. These are the Void Eyes. I think that we get some concept art of the Void Eyes later on in the video, but that's what these guys are. Just kind of Void Eye. They look really cool. I like them. And I think that they're going to be very important to the story as well. Though I have to say, I don't know whether they'll be mid-tier or early tier. This picture really is interesting to me because I think that everything in this room is a playable race, and you can see that there are Trorks, elves, which we knew elves would be a playable race, but there also looks to be Trorks, Quebecs, the Fox people. There's a lot of people in here. See if you can see any of the other playable races that might exist in Hytale from just this picture alone. But I think that this is probably the Hytale community staff's picture. I just completely messed up because I was explaining exactly what I'm explaining there. Oh no, I was done. These pictures are just wallpapers. I covered them in a separate video, so I'm not going to cover them too much, except for the two on the bottom left and middle. They are pictures I haven't covered, but they're still pretty simple. New planets. I think that we're going to go to different dimensions for Hytale, like the 4 other planets aside from Orbis itself. A lot of this is concept art. It's interesting to look at, but there's not much to say about it. We can see the direction that they're planning on going with all of the items and stuff. So there's not really that much to say about it there. It's interesting, it's exciting, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where these sort of ideas go, especially with like the back propeller or the diving device. But, not much to say. The challenge dungeon entrance concept art, we can actually Yeah, this looks like this is just some ruins of an old military outpost or trading post or something like that. Um, Stuff like that. And looks like there'll even be some dungeons in there. These are some runes. Chork runes, Farron runes, the sand, or the Farron's, Gaia, Varen, the evil contained, Slothians, Fawns. Lots of different rune types. And then the five elements and void. So I think that these are technically 6 elements because I think that void is going to be an element, kind of like light is an element. Light isn't an element here, but I think that, you know, these 5 on the outside together kind of create light as an element, if that makes any sense, because they're containing the void together. But if you take one of these out, the void can escape. So I think that that's kind of what this is saying. Images of the plops. Faction I actually didn't realize existed until now. The Kraken. So this guy looks like he's going to be one of the things that exists in the deep, deep ocean. So I don't know how deep you have to go, but you'll likely need a lot of preparation to get there. Also, underwater boss fight. The Quebecs. Pause the video at any time if you want to see these pictures in more detail. This is the bug people hideout. The bug people I keep talking about. They look like they have like a temple. I don't know where the Empress will be in here, but maybe in here or something. Some more oceanic stuff. Oh, cave creatures, tropical jungle creatures. So it looks like the tropical jungle features some raptors and prehistoric creatures. Interesting, that's cool. The cave layers in the jungle area. It goes really deep, and the caves are really big, it looks like. This looks like this is in zone 4, so this is like the caves will be underground in zone 4. And that's where the tropical areas will be. Interesting. I think we actually saw a picture of that before. The Void Eye. So I think this is actually the creature that we saw in one of the other concept arts. Right here. Though it almost looks like there will be like aquatic versions of it as well. This one looks very aquatic. This one looks very aquatic as well. So I think that it'll likely have multiple forms. We'll see. A lot of the different weapons that are going to exist in Hytale. This is Gaia. Gaia has all of the elements in braids in her hair. She has 5 ponytails, 1 for each element. You can see the Quebecs made this statue, the Farrons made this one, the humans made this one. So humans, Quebecs, and Farrons all worship Gaia, it looks like. These are the Scarix. These are the bug people that I keep mentioning. Looks like there's going to be a lot of different types of bug people, though. The undead. These look... Yeah, skeleton. These are undead guys. Lots of different types of undead at that. More spawns of Valen. The Void Dragon. The environment and its creatures. Lots of different things shown here, though. The Outlanders. We actually haven't seen much of the Outlanders. We know that they're a faction, but we don't know much about them. Maybe they live in one of the planets like Nexus. Or maybe they live in a zone that we haven't seen yet. Some of the plants in Hytale. Frost, sand, fire, earth. Interesting. The temple. This is likely related to Gaia, I think. Yeah, it has her symbol on here and everything. So this is most likely related to Gaia. Some dungeon and tower concept art. Another concept art of some of the ocean creatures. And finally, some weapon research concept art. And that is finally it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm sorry I kind of rushed it at the end there, but this video has been proven to be way harder to record than I expected. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Anyway, don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. If you didn't enjoy the video, tell me why, and hit the dislike button. Hit subscribe, and comment down below what you want to see next. And I will see you guys in the next video.